It's not what happens that steals your peace. It's what you ADD to what happens. The overthinking, the story, the blame, the fear. Something small goes wrong, and suddenly your whole nervous system is on fire because deep down, you weren't trained to respond. You were trained to react, to take things personally, to chase approval, to expect calm from a chaotic world. And now, the smallest things shake you. A comment, a delay, a tone of voice. But here's what the Stoics knew. Calm isn't your default, it's your discipline. And it's built, not when life feels easy, but when you learn to stay still in the middle of the storm. So ask yourself, what if you could walk through noise without letting it enter you? What if the chaos stayed chaotic, but you stopped collapsing with it? Stay with me, because in this video, you'll learn 10 Stoic habits that help you stay unmoved, even when the world is anything but calm. Let's begin. This isn't a video about pretending to be calm. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to pretend anymore. Because let's be honest, most of us don't lose our minds because of major trauma. We lose them because of little things we let in every single day. A message that felt off, a look we misread, an expectation unmet, and suddenly we spiral because we were never taught how to protect our inner ground when the outer world gets loud. The Stoics weren't superhuman, they were strategic. They trained for calm like it was a form of armor. So in this video, we'll break down 10 Stoic micro habits that help you stay calm without suppression, without avoidance, and without needing anyone else to change. And if you stay till the end, I'll share the one mindset shift that stopped me from collapsing under other people's chaos. Let's rebuild your calm from the inside out. Some people explode, others implode. But Leo, he did something quieter. He absorbed everything, the noise, the pressure, the passive-aggressive comments, the constant changes, and on the outside, he looked calm. But inside, he was clenched, exhausted, always bracing for the next hit, because he thought calm meant not reacting, but in truth, he wasn't calm, he was compressed. Until one day, his mentor asked, "Leo, is it really strength if it costs you your peace?" That moment shifted everything, because real calm isn't about appearing unaffected. It's about being so internally anchored that even when the world shakes, you don't. Just like Leo, you don't need to become a robot. You just need to stop borrowing storms that were never yours to hold. You don't rise by blocking emotion. You rise by leading it back to center. Habit 1. You take everything personally. They cancel last minute, and you think you're not important. They forget to respond, and you feel rejected. They look upset, and you assume it's your fault because deep down, you've made other people's behavior a mirror for your own worth. But here's the truth. Most people aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves, their mood, their stress, their story. And yet, you internalize every shift in tone like it's a verdict on your value. The Stoics trained for this. It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus, here's your shift. Stop inserting yourself into stories that aren't about you. Start standing back. Within a neutrality, try this. Next time you feel triggered, don't explain, don't fix, don't chase, just breathe and say, "This might have nothing to do with me." Because power isn't taking everything in, it's knowing what to let pass through. Not everything is personal sometimes, it's just weather. Habit number 2. You react too quickly. Someone says something sharp, you fire back without thinking, you feel discomfort, and you try to escape it. Instantly, you read a comment, and before you've even processed it, you've already taken action, because deep down, you think fast means strong. But here's what you're actually doing. You're moving from trigger, not from choice. And every time you react on autopilot, you surrender your clarity to a 3-second emotion. The Stoics didn't rush, they reflected. If you are distressed by anything external, it is not the thing itself that disturbs you, but your judgment about it. Marcus Aurelius, here's your shift. Stop honoring urgency, start honoring space. Try this. Next time something hits you, don't respond. Pause, breathe, and ask. What does my wisest self want to do, not my wounded one? Because every pause is a chance to stay grounded instead of being dragged. Your power isn't in speed, it's in stillness before the storm. Habit number 3, you absorb other people's energy. They're anxious, suddenly you're anxious, they complain, and you carry the heaviness. They bring tension into the room, and without meaning to, you start shrinking, because deep down, you've mistaken empathy for emotional fusion. You don't just care, you merge, and every time you do, you lose track of where their storm ends and where your clarity begins. The Stoics knew we are not disturbed by what others feel, but by how we let their feelings become our own. Stoic paraphrase. Here's your shift. Stop becoming the emotional sponge. Start becoming the emotional space. Try this. When someone around you is reactive or negative, breathe, root your feet, and repeat. This is theirs, not mine. Visualize a boundary, not a wall, but a soft, steady line that lets you feel without absorbing, because compassion doesn't require collapse. You can be open without being drained. You can care without carrying. Habit number 4. You expect others to regulate your emotions. They comfort you. You feel better. They withdraw. You spiral. They praise you. You light up. They criticize you. You fall apart. Because without realizing it, you've outsourced your emotional stability to other people's behavior. And here's the danger. When your peace depends on their mood, their tone, their attention, you're not in a relationship. You're in a prison. The Stoics refuse to live like that. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Epictetus. Here's your shift. Stop expecting others to do what only you can do. Start becoming the keeper of your own nervous system. Try this. When you feel triggered by someone's words or silence, pause, breathe, and ask, is this about them, or is this my work to do? Then bring your power back inward. Hold yourself, reground yourself, remind yourself, I don't need them to be different for me to feel centered. Because true strength isn't in how fast others soothe you. It's in how fast you return to yourself. Peace isn't given, it's self-generated. Habit number 5. You don't filter your inputs. You open your phone, and in less than 10 seconds, you've downloaded 3 arguments, headlines, and 7 people's emotional states without consent, and yet you wonder why you feel overwhelmed, why you're restless, why you're more anxious after scrolling. It's not a mystery. You're letting chaos in faster than your mind can process it. Because here's what no one tells you. Your nervous system wasn't built to hold the whole internet. The Stoics didn't just guard their time, they guarded their attention. Protect your peace. Stay selective about the stories you absorb. Stoic paraphrase. Here's your shift. Stop consuming unconsciously. Start curating your inputs. Like your sanity depends on it, because it does. Try this. Every morning and evening, create a 30-minute information fast. No news, no social, no texts, just presence, silence, or intentional input. Like Stoic reflections, and each time you open your device, pause, ask, Am I feeding my mind or fogging it? Because what you consume becomes what you carry. Protect your inputs. Protect your inner world. Habit number 6. You chase calm instead of building strength. You light the candle. You press play on the meditation track. You rearrange your space again because you think, if I can just get calm, then I'll be okay. But what happens when the noise comes back? When the day doesn't go as planned? When people act like people? Your peace collapses because deep down, you've confused calm with conditions being perfect. But the Stoics knew, don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one with grace. Stoic paraphrase. Here's your shift. Stop trying to feel calm all the time. Start training to remain clear, even when calm disappears. Try this. Pick one daily moment of tension, and instead of escaping it, meet it with stillness. A traffic jam, a rude comment, a tech issue. Breathe, notice, whisper to yourself, I can handle this. My calm isn't conditional. Because peace isn't soft, it's discipline, built in moments where you'd normally unravel. Stop chasing calm, start becoming the kind of person who holds it. Habit number 7, you don't know what to ignore. Someone rolls their eyes, and you spiral. Stranger posts something ignorant, and you argue. A situation doesn't go your way, and you ruminate for hours, because somewhere along the way, you were taught that every invitation deserves a response. That to let things go is weakness, that silence means defeat, that emotional self-control is the same as apathy. But the Stoics knew better. You always have a choice, not in what happens, but in what you pay attention to. Epictetus paraphrased, and attention is power. Here's your shift. Stop wasting your clarity on noise that doesn't deserve it. Start building the muscle of selective focus. Try this. Next time you feel pulled to react, pause and ask, if I respond to this, what piece am I trading? Then let it pass, without proving, without defending, because not everything is a battle, and even if it is, you don't have to attend every fight you're invited to. Wisdom isn't just knowing what to say, it's knowing what to ignore. Habit number 8. You confuse silence with connection. You bite your tongue. You say it's fine when it's not. You go along, even when you disagree. Because somewhere inside, you've learned to equate peace with the absence of tension. But silence doesn't always mean harmony. Sometimes it means hiding your needs, your truth, your boundaries, and the cost. Resentment that simmers, self-abandonment. That accumulates, a quiet discomfort that never truly leaves. The Stoics didn't fear conflict, they feared falsehood. Say what you mean, do what is necessary, and never trade clarity for comfort. Stoic paraphrase. Here's your shift. Stop mistaking quiet for connection. Start honoring truth, even when it shakes the surface. Try this. When you feel the urge to keep the peace, pause and ask, is this peace or is this silence? At my own expense? Then speak, not to wound, but to be real, because discomfort spoken often leads to resolution. But discomfort swallowed, it lingers. Real peace doesn't require hiding. It requires honesty with respect. Habit number 9. You don't know how to release what's done. You replay the mistake, the argument, the thing you should have said differently, again and again and again, like somehow replaying it will rewrite it. But it doesn't. It just reopens a wound that your present never asked for. And here's the quiet damage. You stay anchored to what's over, so you never fully arrive in what's now. The Stoics face this head on. What's done is done. It cannot be shaken, only accepted. So let go or be dragged. Stoic paraphrase. Here's your shift. Stop treating your mind like a courtroom. Start treating it like a sanctuary. Try this. When the past rises to haunt you, breathe. Place your hand over your heart and say, I learned, I hurt, I release. Not because it doesn't matter, but because you matter more than the replay. Because peace isn't found by fixing the past. It's found by putting it down so you can finally move forward. Habit. Anchor 10. You think calm means never feeling anything. You pride yourself on staying chill. You say, I'm fine, and even when you're not. You wear your poker face like it's armor. Because somewhere along the way, you started believing that feeling makes you fragile. So you suppress, you detach, you numb. But what you don't realize is, when you shut down emotion, you shut down connection. Not just with others, but with yourself. The Stoics didn't teach suppression, they taught alignment. Feel everything, but be mastered by nothing. A Stoic paraphrase. Here's your shift. Stop mistaking avoidance for peace. Start practicing presence with emotion, without letting it hijack you. Try this. Next time you feel something heavy, don't bury it. Sit with it, label it, and ask, what is this here to show me? Not what is this here to break? Because calm isn't the absence of feeling, it's the decision to stay centered while feeling everything, fully. Real calm isn't emptiness, it's mastery in motion. True calm isn't found, it's forged. You don't become calm by waiting for life to get quiet. You become calm by learning how to stay grounded when life gets loud. It's not about suppressing feelings. It's not about never reacting. It's not about looking peaceful on the outside while you're breaking inside. It's about this. Not taking everything personally, choosing reflection over reaction, feeling emotion without letting it lead. Letting things go without losing your truth. You don't need to change your personality, you just need to change your practice. So let me ask you, which habit from this video are you ready to rewire so your calm doesn't disappear every time life gets messy? Drop it in the comments. Let that be your first act of taking your peace back, because in a world that wants to pull you in every direction, your stillness is your power, and it starts right here. Thank you for showing up, for your mind, your discipline, and the version of you that doesn't flinch anymore.